Meet the Scrap Kings of Long Island.
Good morning.
Get rid of it. I told him yesterday, get rid of it.
One big extended family.
Yo, where's Leroy?
Roll the sauce. Son-in-laws.
First class pain in the ass.
On a mission.
Put your window down and get this piece of shit off the scale. Let's go.
In just one day, they need to turn this old scrap into $1 million mound.
I'm hoping nobody sabotaged me. You know, maybe a little payback.
Without causing a family crisis.
As long as you stay from outside, there won't be no accidents or anything.
I don't give a what we gotta do. Keep this available.
And the breakdown starts now.
Just when I thought I was out, they dragged me back in.
Morning, Stanley.
Morning.
It's just after dawn at Gershaw Recycling, a sprawling 16-hectare scrapyard in Long Island, New York.
You whistle at them and they come down. Jimmy.
Yes.
Let's try to get going on time this morning, please.
Right away.
Morning.
Today, over 1 million kilograms of scrap will come in through the gates. And Joe Bertuccio likes to be ready.
All right? Listen, today, guys, it's hot. Gonna be busy. We got 500 cars coming. You got a lot of light iron coming in. We got 20 buses coming in today. Make sure you check inside the buses, that there's nobody sleeping in them from the city.
The crew has just 10 hours to break it all down.
When we leave tonight, I want the place to be clean, okay? And I want to leave on time because it's hot.
Time to open the gates.
Let the stress begin.
I got to get let's go. You got a line out there, Lulu. You got to get ready, rock and roll, baby.
All right, TDT, bring it up.
This stuff may look like junk, but for this crew, it's money. Because Gershaw is in the business of recycling metals.
The best part about steel is steel does not have a memory. It could be a Rolls Royce one day, it could be a washing machine. It's not fussy. Whatever you make out of it, it's happy. And a piece like this, you clean, you weld it. And here's a sculpture.
This is Sam Gershowitz,
150 bucks.
AKA the boss.
I started this little company about, I guess, 47 years ago.
He began by picking up wrecked cars and tearing them apart, and slowly built Gershaw into a 7-yard, $500 million a year business.
Larry, you, put your hard hat on.
His sidekick, then and now, is Joe Bertuccio.
All right, keep your diaper changed.
He came in as a little young kid, and since then he's become a partner in the business. That's how long he's been with me.
Along the way, these guys bred.
We have second generations working here now. It's like incest. Joe's got his son-in-laws here. I got my son-in-laws here, my 2 sons.
Sam's twin sons, Kevin and Elliot, are part owners.
The second generation is much more professional than the first generation.
Excuse me?
Oh, nothing. I was just talking out loud.
I get it done. He procrastinates.
Sam also brought in his daughter's husband, Jonathan.
I got married for scrap. That was it, for scrap.
Joe, too, has son-in-laws, Ray and DJ.
I'm married to Joe's daughter.
Joe's daughter. Sam's daughter.
Together, these guys make up the Sills.
We're the original founding members.
He's the original founding member. Roll the sauce.
Son-in-law.
It makes for an interesting work environment.
Gonzalo! Gonzalo! My name is Ray. I am one of the people that are out here in the field making sure that everything is moving. Because if it's not, I'm gonna start hearing Joe, who's also my father-in-law, hollering at me why things aren't getting done. Yeah, but he's gonna be...
And right now, Ray has his work cut out for him. Over 1 million kilograms of scrap, scheduled for breakdown. The process takes place in 3 steps. Stage 1, the intake. Collect, weigh, and prep the scrap for breakdown. Stage 2, the crush down. Shred, sort, and bale. Stage 3, the output. Load into trucks and rail cars, ready for the mills, to be recycled into new products. Ray's top priority is this monster, the shredder. Almost everything that comes in through the gates today will need to go through its jaws.
This shredder is basically the heart of this entire operation. And just like your body, if your heart ain't pumping, you're dead. So if this shredder ain't running, we're dead.
The shredder takes scrap and turns it into mounds of shredded metal.
You gotta feed the monster. You gotta feed the monster to make money.
At its core is a roll of cast steel hammers. When it's running, these steel teeth spin and mash whatever comes in. The shredder doesn't come online till 8 a.m. That means Ray has 1 hour to get the metal meal prepared. And right now, that meal is arriving. The first of 500 cars. Many of these cars have spent a couple of years sitting in an auto wrecking yard.
And what the auto wreckers do is they pull all usable parts off of a car. They'll pull like a motor, tail lights, headlights. After they cannibalize it, taking everything out of them that they wanted, drain the fluids, motors, trannies, whatever they want to use out of it. They'll send us what's left over. At this point, the car is prepped. It's ready to go for the shredder. By the time it comes out the other side, it's just a small pile of shred. In that pile of shred there, geez, you could have 30,000 cars in that pile.
But wrecked cars are only part of Gershow's business.
You gotta walk now? Go ahead, middle scale.
The yard also depends on an army of scrappers. Folks who hit the streets every day looking for metal and haul it all back here so they can trade it in for cold, hard cash.
Go ahead, Tommy.
Hey. How you guys doing in there?
Louis Sedone mans the drive-in scale.
How are you, buddy?
He checks licenses, weighs the load, and waves them through.
Go ahead, Antonio.
When a customer comes in, we weigh him in. He goes and dumps his metal in the back. We weigh him out. And we pay him accordingly for the net weight that he has.
It's a straight price for the light iron. But not everything goes into the shredder pile.
This is aluminum. These are what they call an umbrella for a patio. We put that on the side.
Scrappers who know their business keep back more valuable metals.
This is a piece of copper. See that? That's what they call for chimney, around the chimney base. That's good stuff.
These guys sort their metals, separating out the light iron or steel from the high-grade metals. They call it cleaning.
Just like him over there. See him over there? He's breaking that up. This is a big condenser coil in there, which is worth more money, so you clean it, and you get a little bit more.
If you throw it here, you're getting 7 cents just for 10. If you take it over there, you get $1, $1.30, $1.15.
Dave and Scott are veteran Long Island scrappers. They've brought in their first haul of the day, stuff people have thrown out this morning.
We just emptied all the light iron, what's considered light iron, in the tin pile. This is the tin pile for the light iron. Now we're gonna go back, reweigh, and then go see Carmine in the metal shop for the high grades. That's what that's called, the high grades.
I'm Carmine. Me, I'm a scale man. I buy metals. You guys are slumming today, man.
Meet Carmine Sr. and Carmine Jr., or CJ, another Gershow father and son team.
Come on, get the out of here. He acts like the boss. He tells me what to do.
You get lazy sometimes.
He's been coming here with me since he's 7 years old. I used to bring him here at 7 years old on a Saturday. I used to let him pick copper and clean copper. I used to give him a quarter for every pound he weighed up. Well, 7 years old. He's able to take care of this place. I taught him well. What we got here today, Joe?
The two Carmines buy what's called non-ferrous metals.
You're not trying to screw me today?
Anything that isn't iron or steel.
The other side, they take steel. Over here, we do not. Over here, we're more about the high-priced non-ferrous materials, such as aluminum, brass, copper. Over here is the money. It is the money. What else you got?
They might not look it, but these guys are like Wall Street traders without the ties.
Slide it right outside.
Markets we follow every day. We have everything computerized. So if the markets go up, we raise the price. If it goes down, we have to lower the price.
In the scrap business, you need to buy low and sell high. And around here, Carmine's the man who sets the price.
Never give the scale guy a hard time. He knows why. You get half price.
You might get twisted numbers.
That's right.
You're gonna get $25 for that motor.
That's not bad. He got a hernia, I got a hernia, so it's worth it.
Tin pile or metal shop, all scrappers end up here with Tina, the most popular person in the yard.
When I first came here and I started paying out, I was amazed how much money people make in scrap. Okay? Yeah, cool. Thank you. They can really make great money scrapping every day, and I never realized that. It's like you're throwing away cash because you're putting it on the curb for a scrapper to come by and get it versus throwing it in your car, throwing it inside of a van and just bringing it here and getting paid for it.
It's 7:50 and the scrap pile's building. Ray's stacked about 150 cars, and he's running out of space. Time to wake the beast. That's Jimmy Rice's job.
This is the shredder. This is what shreds all the cars in a light iron into thousands of little pieces. When this usually ain't running, the boss is pretty mad. It builds up real quick around here, and the boss don't like a big pile.
Scrap intact can't be sold, and Gershow has hungry mills to feed. Problem is, the shredder takes just as long to set up as it does to run. For the crew, that means 8 hours of prep every night, for 8 hours of runtime the next day.
Hey, Pete in the tower.
Yeah, Joey.
And today, they're behind schedule.
I need the shredder running. You guys done jerking around? We gonna run today or what?
They've got to switch out and replace the shredder's mammoth teeth, or this beast won't have any bite. Finally, they're ready to rumble.
All ready to rock and roll, all done.
Yeah.
Going that way.
Okay, here's the engine room. 3 motors we're starting up. We have natural gas motors. Each motor's a little different. I have to go set the gas valves. Setting all the gas valves for number 1 and 2 motors. Each light indicates the other side. Light's good. Turn the air on. All systems are good right now. And start. Good. Just about to finish up bringing all the motors completely up, and then it'll be shredded in about 2 minutes.
The shredder's good to go. Time to move on to the breakdown.
We're gonna have a party upstairs.
Looking good.
And this is the tower where we do all the controlling of the shredder. Right inside, you got Peter sitting down.
Hey, I'm Pete, shredder operator.
He doesn't really do too much but run the machine. And, you know, bark orders when it breaks down. Fix it ourselves while he just sits up here in a nice air condition while we got to sweat outside.
Where's the violin? Where's the violin?
Now they're ready for the first of 500 cars. Pete brings it up the conveyor to the monster feed roller, which flattens it. The car then disappears into the shredder behind. What comes out are small chunks of mangled debris, which travel up another conveyor and into the magnet house. The magnets collect all ferrous material, the steel and iron, and divert it away.
It's amazing. It's really amazing what this machine does to a product. It really is. You take a car and you put it through this machine and it comes out in small pieces. It's amazing. It's the whole ball and wax of this company.
We work as a team. Because I'm downstairs, you know, I might see something that he doesn't.
It has to be like that. Everyone has to watch.
I'm the first mate right now. First officer, right, Pete?
First officer? I wouldn't call first.
He's gonna have to retire sooner or later.
This shredder can eat a car in about 9 seconds. So in theory, the crew should be able to clear 500 cars in just a couple of hours.
Hey guys, what's wrong with this? Why are you scrapping?
Trouble is, not every car comes in ready for the shredder.
Why are you scrapping this today?
Smoking a lot.
Many of the cars today will come in with tow trucks, scrappers, and even individual owners.
Some idiot had their blinker on to turn right. They were in the turning lane, and they never turned. They kept going straight right into him. Handing your license.
These cars need a lot of preparation before they can go into the shredder.
Yeah, it's not a big accident, but you know, they don't want to spend too much money. It's better if they scrap it. They want to buy a new one.
Step 1.
All right, let me see the papers.
Ivis Leone checks paperwork and makes sure there's nothing in the car that could cause a problem in the shredder.
You gotta check the trunk if they don't got propane bottles or something like that. We're not gonna put propane bottles in the shredder. Oh, make a big boom.
Make a big boom. We're just keeping the tires. That's all we need to keep.
All right, no problem.
I guess you know everything's out of the trunk. We double check that.
All right, yeah, you can take the tire if you want. All right, all right. All right.
I never even got to drive it except for today.
There's an easy way to remove tires at Gershow.
He's gonna lift up the car. He's gonna shake the wheels off.
Sad story seeing your car go like that.
For some reason, when people drop off cars, they're all in awe of the wrecking of the car.
Wow.
It's very exciting for these people to watch their car get smashed.
Whoa! I can't change my mind now. There it goes.
Now it's on to step 2. Ray can't put these cars into the shredder until he's bled them dry.
Over here, what happens is we drain all the fluids out of the cars. You can't have flammable liquids going through the shredder, or you can have an explosion. Nobody wants an explosion. Nobody.
First up, the gas. The team uses a special pump system to get every drop out.
This is our gas man right here, the expert. The car is on an angle, okay? So that all the gas flows to the corner. He'll puncture a hole in it with the spike, and then he'll suck the gas right out. This car didn't happen to have a lot of gas in it, maybe a half a gallon. I like them when they come in full 15, 20 gallons. Joe gets the first 5 gallons of the clean gas. Then I get some.
Free gas for their vehicles. A scrapyard perk. They remove the liquids for safety, but now they go for the money. The non-ferrous components.
Joe, you ready? Where's your machine?
Because non-ferrous trades higher than steel, Gershow strips anything they can get out easily.
Watch, because he uses that machine like a third arm.
And that means a few flips of the fork.
Now he's gonna take the catalytic converter out. Well, catalytic converters, you get a premium. They're worth money because they got platinum inside. Platinum, very expensive commodity.
Next, they pull the radiator.
Aluminum, okay? And if you were to shred these, you would lose a lot of that. It's basically, especially aluminum ones, they turn to dust. You'd never recover them. So we take them out of the cars, and we'll get a premium for them.
They even save the plastic bumpers for the boss's son, Elliot.
We weren't in the plastic business, but the one thing Elliot does is he tries anything. And this is another venture of his. We put him here, we bail him, and then Elliot thinks he can sell them.
Now, this car is ready for the shredder. The shredder turns scrap into profit in seconds. But when it comes to the high-grade metals, it takes a bit more work. Carmine runs the non-ferrous inventory. And right now, he's up to his ears in aluminum. And it all needs to get sorted.
This is an aluminum clip. It's a different series of aluminum. They call this a low copper clip. This is aluminum siding. Siding from the house, gutters, leaders. We pull that out also. We keep that separate, bail it separate. That's another different price. Over here is all your dirty extrusion. If you look at it, you'll see pieces of steel, bolts in there, screws. The cleaner it is, the more money you're going to get for it. Everything has to be separated in order to get the right price for it.
Once it's sorted, his crew needs to run it through the baler. It's all about space.
You can either keep loads like this around all over the place, or you can keep nice packages like we have over there, all bales.
And they need all the space they can get. Right now, there's a fleet of New York City buses headed for the yard.
Last stop, Gershaw Recycling.
The second challenge of the day has arrived at the yard. And Joe Bertuccio has been waiting.
Dude, what the goes on? You can't wake up in the morning. Huh? You just can't wake up in the morning.
Do you need a hug, Joe?
No, I don't need a hug. I don't need a hug. Get on the scale and get down the back. Well, let's go. We got to get going here. I got to get these trucks out of the city.
Gershow has a contract with New York City to demolish their old decommissioned buses.
We get about 20 a week from the city of New York. I think this year they want to try to do like 900 buses.
We'll take this down the back now, and we'll start to destroy it. The only thing we check is that there's no vagrants in there. And then we've already had buses where people lived in them in the city. They were towed in with the people still in them.
This 12-meter diesel engine bus is a gold mine for Gershow. Full of steel, copper, and aluminium. But before it goes into the shredder, they must cut this bus down to size. That's where Jerry Zotch comes in. He operates the monster PC400 shear.
Ready to rock and roll?
Okay.
Jerry's got his system down. A few swift bites to the outer frame, and he can peel the bus open like a can of sardines. Now he's got access to the copper wiring. Four snaps of these monster jaws, and the tires are history. In just 20 minutes, the bus is a compact snack for a hungry shredder. And that's good news, because Larry's piling up the buses all around him. At the drive-in scale, the mid-morning rush is in full swing. There's a line out the gate. Louis can't seem to get the weighed cars through fast enough. And he's got another problem.
That's all he's good for, see?
A pesky sill.
Yeah. That's the guy who grabbed the golden ring, I should say.
Oh.
He meets and married the boss's daughter.
You think I'm kidding? The guy at Carvel, 2 miles down the road?
Yeah.
The guy called
He's
up, said
complaining?
we would chase his
Blocking
cousin,
his
so we were
driveway?
Blocking his driveway.
Yeah.
Okay?
See? First class pain in the ass. Okay? That's what he does best.
But a busy line is a good thing. This business depends on volume. And it's scrappers like Dave Bronze and Scott Miller who bring in the goods. It's 11 a.m. and they're back out on the streets. Dave's been collecting scrap for over 20 years, and he's developed his sources, businesses that tip him off when there's scrap to collect.
This the next stop. Here we go.
Places like Auto Fix Collision Center.
We don't know what we got yet. We got to talk to the guy that's in charge. This the guy that's in charge telling you what's good and what's not. What's up, man?
This is a scrapper's delight.
Here we go. Here we go. The fun part. This is where we go to where they keep all the big messes back here. Very heavy. Let's go. There you go. Now you're learning. Get on there. Start sagging.
We go all over, everywhere. Squeeze it in there.
This is part of the cycle of life.
This rim is all damaged. It's cracked, so that can't be reused.
When an auto shop replaces a panel after a fender bender, the bent piece gets tossed as scrap.
What about these radiators here? These 3 radiators. They can go? All right, thank you. Stuff over here can go.
And when the mechanic replaces a part in your car, he tosses the old.
So now we got lucky. We can have all the rotors and the rim and the exhaust. And the muffler can go too? All right, great, thank you. It's Christmas now.
It don't feel like Christmas.
Now you got 50 rotors to pick up.
50?
20 city buses, 500 cars. The shredder's making fast work of today's haul. And at the back end, the steel is piling up, ready to be shipped out. But in the scrap business, a good day can turn bad in a few seconds.
I'm getting tired of playing hide the weenie here.
What did you tell me?
Are you the owner of the company?
This team is headed for a meltdown. It's just after noon at Gershow. The crew's already put 400 cars through the shredder, and Jerry's on his 7th bus. Now it's up to Sam's sons, Kevin and Elliot, to sell today's inventory of shredded metal.
Okay, I need, all right.
But there's a crisis. The steel market has dropped.
Oh, okay.
And where steel goes, the other metals will follow.
It's like children having a cold. One child has a cold, the next child gets the cold. So when copper gets sick and starts sneezing, the next thing aluminum catches the cold, aluminum goes down, and before you know it, it's only a matter of time before nickel catches the same sniffle and starts to drop.
Bottom line, the scrap they bought this morning is losing value fast. The company could lose hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So the steel market's dropped, and it looks like it's going to be that way for the next 3-4 weeks.
Kevin Gershowitz calls a meeting.
We're seeing the market decrease on us, $50 to $60 to $70 a ton in the last few weeks, a very steep drop.
Let's get on to the sore spot, non-ferrous inventory.
Like ferrous, non-ferrous is down across the board. Copper is down 48 cents, 50 cents a pound.
Stainless, what's the stainless market doing?
Stainless market came down, as like everything else. So all the precious metals came down.
I don't think we're going to be selling scrap in the next month. I don't think we're going to get much sales.
Time for a new strategy. With the market down, they'll need to hustle any existing sales orders out the door, then stockpile what's left and wait for prices to rebound.
We're going to be
Stockpiling?
Ew, where's Leroy?
The team moves into action.
Mateo, I told you, you guys got to track this belt. It's over. It's all the way over.
If they can't sell their inventory, they're going to have to consolidate, bale, and stack it up. And that means they need space.
This should come out. This got to come out. This goes with clip, not a belt. All right?
Carmine starts moving his inventory of baled aluminum siding out of the metal shop to the end of the yard. Meanwhile, Joe sends a crane down to the shredded steel pile. They're going to have to build it up into a mountain of shred.
You got to make sure this one's perfect. You do this one, listen, you do this one perfect, lunch is on me tomorrow.
Ray's in charge of getting all the sold steel orders out the door. He'll also load rail cars and put them to the side, ready to move when the market swings back up.
We got to get these containers out. If we don't get these containers out, we'll be here all night tonight. Nobody wants that.
By 2 p.m., the entire team is straining with dust, heat, and pressure.
I wish it would rain. It might cool everything off a little bit.
And in the office, everyone's on edge.
That chute should be full.
The surveillance camera shows the shredder slowing down.
You're losing probably 10 seconds on every minute of production.
Really? You know, maybe they want unloading somebody.
As yard manager, Ray's in the hot seat.
Watching lost production.
He has to shred another 100 cars before closing business.
Well, the issue is that shredder is not running 100%. There's a lot of angry people, especially Joe.
You guys handle this?
He's not just my boss, he's also my father-in-law. Wait a minute. It's funny when you think about that, huh? So we want to keep him happy.
But right now, Joe isn't happy.
These guys got a camera on there. They haven't been bailing.
He just bailed a light copper.
I know it. That's 2 bales. He hasn't been. That's all he made since we took the boss.
And when Joe isn't happy, no one is.
Hey, he wasn't here either.
And it gets worse. Now the aluminum baler is down.
Kid, the big deal is I'm not putting anything on his belt. That's the big deal. Hey, Larry. Larry, send Alex up to the HRV baler with the truck with the welder machine. You got a welder track. Listen, I don't give a what we got to do. Keep this
Hey, f***ing microphone there. Don't walk away from me, okay? Make it so they're following you today. Goodbye.
I have to tie my tongue in a knot when I'm around my grandkids.
Get out of my f***ing shop.
All around the yard, things are going wrong.
Yes, Ray. No, nobody said anything to me. No, nobody said anything about the 480 being broke down.
At the monster steel pile, the crane goes down.
Andre, can you bring the water bin over to the tin pile?
And now Jimmy's got a fire in the shredder pile. This day's going downhill fast.
We're just getting backed up, you know that? It's going to be a filthy day today, you know that?
It's 3 p.m. and the crew is fighting for control.
Back up! Back up!
Jimmy's dealing with the shredder fire. It may not be pretty, but it works. Ray solved the problem of the shredder slowdown. One of the feeder cranes was broken.
But you don't want you hollering at them that they left it running.
Equipment Chief Jim Francis pulls it in for repairs.
The air conditioning has went. Basically, sitting there all day, it's too hot for the operator. You're sitting in one place all day, the sun is beating down on you. The dust by the belt is tremendous.
He gives the driver a replacement crane, and they're back up and running. Jim also sends one of his guys out to the crane at the steel pile, so he can get back to work building his monster pile of shred.
I used to love machines, I don't love them anymore. Now it's just a headache.
After half an hour of scrambling, the crew has the shredder, baler, and cranes back online. And the last of the cars turns to shred. Ray can now focus on getting the last of the steel orders out the door. That means loading shred into transport trucks. And he sees it as an opportunity to prove himself. This is Ray's brand new, custom-designed truck loading machine.
Just make sure it happens. I don't want no mistakes on this one.
And he's ready to show the boss. Joe built the old one.
I built two of them out of scrap. And that's, you know, that's the high dollar. That's the younger generation's machine.
How old is that hopper? Because I told him it's over 20 years old yesterday.
It is. That was brand new in 1984.
26 years old.
You might have to spend money, but you don't have to waste money.
That's true. But we didn't waste money by buying this. This was money well spent. Are you ready?
You going to do this?
I'm going to time it.
By time?
I'm just hoping that nobody sabotaged me.
This is going to be a fair test now. My machine does it in 8 minutes.
Half an hour.
8 minutes.
The machine consists of a hopper with an inbuilt scale. The team loads however much shredded steel the client has bought into the hopper.
Right now we're about 6 minutes.
Then a conveyor carries it into the back of the truck.
About 9,000 pounds in a minute. Oh, wow. That's fast.
Elliot's impressed.
Got 2,500 left.
But Joe's been called away.
Ah, see, now he's walking away. He wanted to see the container get loaded. I have one, and he's walking away. We ain't stopping, so...
Ray's not worried.
If this ends up being better, we'll be calling this Joe's machine.
In just minutes, the truck is loaded. Ray's machine is a success.
8 minutes, and I'm timing your machine next, pal.
And now, finally, the crew gets a break. Storm clouds over the yard. Even better, a group of unexpected buyers from mainland China. General Manager Jonathan Abrams heads out in the rain. with 15 Chinese buyers who've dropped by to inspect Gershow's inventory.
Gentlemen, we're going to start with these sidings right here. We have aluminum siding. We have aluminum extrusion right here. We have more siding.
It's a sign of the new market. International buyers arrive almost every week.
Over here we have more radiators. There's insulated wire down this aisle right here if you'd like to take a walk.
Jonathan and Elliot have a chance to sell off some of Carmine's aluminum and today's non-ferrous inventory.
You can take a look at the bales if you want, take some pictures. Be my guest.
Americans throw lots of these things to the garbage, and then we recycle it.
The group is interested in the mixed non-ferrous metals.
Pictures. Be my guest. This is basically an 88% metallic content. It has 57% aluminum in it, 13% copper, 11% brass, and then on the waste side of this, there's about a 10% waste factor in this. The labor here would be much too high for us to go and sort this by hand.
Yeah, we sort it by hand. And also you can solve, can solve our labor problem. Yeah.
All hand.
All hand.
All hand.
And the best news of the day, Elliot finally sells his plastic bumpers.
18 cents per pound to China. Yeah, I suppose I can do that. Yeah. It is a good price. I think. And how many containers you can do per month?
2 containers a month.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's validation for the second generation and a glint of light in an otherwise difficult day.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much. Have a good trip.
Back in the yard, the Gershaw crew has somehow regained control.
Today we did a good job. We're down to the bottom. We got maybe 200, 250 ton here. So by the looks of the pile, today was a success. I don't know if Joel will be happy, but I think he'll be satisfied. I think that's a better word, satisfied.
They've broken down nearly 500 cars, 20 city buses, and processed over 1 million kilos of scrap through the shredder.
That's it. That's the end of the buses. That's all that's left.
Joe's got his yard in order. A multi-million-dollar pile of shredded steel, and he's finally starting to relax.
He doesn't have the walk going. He's all right. I can tell by his walk. Everybody knows the walk when he's angry. Oh, man, he comes marching down. You know, you can just tell by his walk what mood he's in. So when I see that walk, I go the other way.
They may not have sold all their inventory today, but for now, steel, aluminum, copper, and brass are stacked and ready for when the market swings back up. It's all part of the business.
Well, I don't think you're going to see anybody jumping off a bridge just yet. We've seen it a number of times. In November of 2008, we went through a market where it was like we went home in the evening and we shut the lights off and couldn't get them on the next day. We'll survive. We've done this before. It's not the first time around. And we'll build some big piles and we'll survive if it takes us a year or 2 years.
And whether the market is up or down, Sam Gershowitz will always light a cigar.
Who's gonna stop me? I own the place.
He's happy to leave the day-to-day operations to the next generation.
Look how dirty my hands are from these coins.
Or even the third. By dusk, the yard winds down. The cacophony of machinery is finally quiet. And after a day dealing with cars, buses, noise, and dirt, Joe's ready for a night off. But for this scrap junkie, that means a night at the races and a chance to pick up more business.
This one here will get scrapped Monday morning. Finished.